Hello everybody, my name is Marlo and welcome back to TekTopia. So we're starting today's episode off with a little bit of replay mod action. What you're seeing right now isn't actually anything for the villagers, it's no building or structure that they can interact with. It's actually a home for myself. I was rather quickly outgrowing the hidey hole within the mountainside. And yeah, it was getting quite claustrophobic in there and I needed out. So I figured what better way to do that than to build a mansion on top of the mountain. So that's what we done, and this way I can literally look down on all of my villagers as well as metaphorically. Wait, no, I'm a good mayor. Not evil in any way whatsoever. Anyway, carrying on. So this house actually took quite a while to design in a creative world. The main thing that took the longest was the interior, which I'll show you in a little bit, but I kind of really tried with this house. I try with all my builds, but this one I really wanted to make look good, mainly because it was mine. So I kind of picked apart different features of other medieval houses that I found on Google Images, but there was actually one picture which I heavily referenced, so I'm going to leave a link to that actual tutorial in the description. Bearing in mind I remember, I am very sorry if I forget, it's like one of the first ones that comes up on Google. It's the same general shape of my house, you would probably notice it if you saw it. But yeah, hopefully that link's in the description if you're interested in a much better looking house than mine. But yeah, this is my mansion house. I really am happy with how it turned out and I hope you guys like it too. Just coming up from the mines, and I'd figured we'd take a look at the house from down here on the village level. And yeah, so let's do a big reveal, spin around. I think we might need to lower that a little bit. There we go, that's looking much better, I'd say. I didn't particularly want a giant dirt mound covering the view from down here, but let me just run up and actually show you the interior work that I did. So I've done a little pathway design going up to the doorway, and I think this is what we're going to go with throughout the whole village. I don't really want refined, neat and symmetrical looking paths, and this kind of is just well trodden on. Probably gonna need to put some string down everywhere to block the snow falling on it, but that's only an issue I'm going to have up there. There's no snow that falls there, thankfully. So where should we go? I've got a doorway there and a doorway down here. Probably makes sense to go in this way. So this is the little like porch area. This is meant to be a shoe rack. I know that's maybe a little bit of a stretch, and a coat hanger. Down here I pretty much just needed a room to put some furnaces, and then maybe like an anvil was the only other thing, and then I was kind of just lost for stuff to do down here. So got a cauldron that I will probably never use, a workbench, what that's meant to be, some chests, and this is a bin if I just need to like get rid of a whole lot of items all at once. And then down there is a fish farm, because obviously this being a villager mod, there's no normal villager trading per se. So there's no real easy way to get my hands on any enchanted books, and definitely not mending books unless I want to venture all the way throughout the lands and trying to get lucky to get enough mending books for all of my tools and gear. So that's why the fish farm's there. I'm not really going to abuse it, it's really just for the mending books because I have no other option really. This is my storage room. I don't particularly have many items, so I've got about half the room left open. And then upstairs in the loft is where my room is, which actually looks really cozy up here. This is the chimney that's poking out the top. Got some reading materials, can sit round on the rug by the fire. So cozy. A little like jukebox station. This is meant to be speakers. Lovely view. Got a little bedding area over there. This is actually my first set of armor. I made some new armor with some fancy diamond boots because I was afraid I was going to fall off of something here being all up in the mountains. A little desk with the tiny chairs and some nice little drawers. I'm pretty sure all of you have probably seen this trick at some point. It's just an item frame with a slab and then some signs covering up. But yeah, that's all the interior work I've done. So you may have also noticed this item in my inventory. Last episode I mentioned how I wanted to find some sort of invisible lighting mod, and I have done that. So the mod is called Invisible Lights, as you can see at the bottom there under Rod of Light. I'll leave a link to it in the description, but if I forget, just Google that and it should come up. But the way it works is, well, actually your looking at, well, you're not looking at, they're invisible, but there are hundreds of yellow glowing blocks dotted all around this village here. And if I shift click, you can see them all. So pretty much they're just serving the purpose of torches. So imagine if all of these were replaced as torches, it would look horrible. So that's really the reason I did it, just because I don't want the monsters to be too much of a problem, but I would also like to light up my base and not just plaster in torches. So we've got this thing, and it works really well. It's all nice and bright at nighttime, so when it eventually does fall, I don't have to like carefully watch to make sure every single villager makes it to the home or the tavern. Also, the way it works, forgot to say, it uses glowstone dust, so you need 2 glowstone dust to actually make one of these, so it's, you know, not just a free cheap way out of forever placing. Hello. These blocks, you do actually have to use resources for them, but it's not overly expensive. I mean, torches you get 4 for a stick and a coal piece, so yeah, I think this is a fair trade. So, what is this giant heart that I hold in my hand? Well, this is actually how we get a child. So the way that these things work is when a villager goes to bed with good happiness, the nearer to 100% they have, the more likely they will be to leave these in the morning. They're all asleep right now. Something funny I noticed, their noses go up and down, their chest goes in and out. What was... God, I think someone has sleep apnea in here. That is quite the loud snore. So yeah, they'll leave these twinkling in the morning. Hello, Crint. Hello, everybody. I'll get out your way. Perfect timing. Okay, you hear that twinkling? Yeah, so see, one of them left it. I think that was Crint's bed. I'm not really too sure how you've done that. But see, if we were to right-click on this bed, a child would spawn. I'm not going to do that because I don't really want a child just running around doing nothing but playing tag. As we have no school, nor do we really have space for them. So I've collected 2 more of these as well as these 2. So I'm hoping I can sort of just keep a hold on them until we need more villagers. Here is something really quite sad. Our bard, whose sole purpose is to cause happiness for all of the villagers and bring them joy, is the only villager... Oh wow, you're really just not proving my point here, are you? Give it a second, I'm sure she'll start. There we go. She is the only villager that is sad. Everybody else is so happy running about or walking everywhere with some good pace. And Axel here, whose only purpose is to make people happy, is the saddest villager. I don't really know how. Her happiness is based on how much happiness she gives everybody else. I think if she gives them less than 3, then she gets a happiness loss. So obviously she's just not that good of a bard, I would assume, is the only reason for that. She is level 18, that's quite a high level, so I'm not really sure what's going on. I think we need a bard for our bard. So I have been doing some off-camera trading and managed to get my hands on nearly 2 stacks of emeralds, and I think the main reason for that is because I actually decided to sell all of the villagers' diamonds. That may be a mistake I live to rue, but hopefully not. They were just selling at such a high price, and I figured, why not? I probably need emeralds more than diamonds at the moment, so I figured I'd just go ahead and do it. So yeah, we have plenty of emeralds to spend, which we're actually going to do so in a second, but I'm just trying to wait for the merchant to show up because he's had a little change in pricing with his trades, and I'd like to show you that. Ah, there you are. Hello, good sir. You didn't turn up yesterday. I don't actually think he's meant to be honest. I think he only turns up some days. So the key with the merchant is that you have to offer him diversity. Or not offer, but sell him, you know, different things, not just the same thing every day. And I've mainly been selling him carrots, oak and spruce wood, wheat, as well as redstone. And as you can tell, he's just vanished in the rain, okay? As you can tell, those are 2 emeralds instead of 4. Oh, thunderstorms. So, yeah, we need to start offering him a bit more selling options, otherwise we're not really going to get that many emeralds from our trading. Yep, seems about right from the architect and the tradesman. That's how it usually is when I walk in here. I need to actually buy some stuff from you guys. We'll go to the architect first because I think this is the more expensive purchase, so let's get the painstaking one out of the way with. We are going to build a blacksmith today. I don't know where it is though. That's a butcher. Smithy, yes, just over half a stack of emeralds, so It's going to be expensive, but the smithy is going to allow us to make better tools for all of our people and just generally improve the productivity of everyone. At least that's what I'm hoping. Tradesman, you're sat down again. So yeah, the smithy is expensive, but I think the blacksmith is actually fairly cheap. Yes, only 6 emeralds, so that's really not too bad. Okay, I thought I just got a really big advancement. No, yes, go show the support on Patreon and wear this amazing hat. I want an amazing hat. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna get to these guys in a little bit, but I have a more pressing matter at the moment. So I don't know where they are, but my miners aren't really doing a whole lot at the moment. I think they actually are today. But this mine, one, it's not exactly the nicest looking, and two, I keep having to go down and sort of make new mines myself because they only dig a certain distance. So yeah, we're going to focus on upgrading this, and the first thing is to do is to actually improve the look of it. This took a little bit longer than I thought it might at first. I replaced all of the floor for cobblestone, all of the sides and the ceiling with smooth stone, so it all looked nice and clean before chucking a bunch of blocks in the way so that you can hardly tell a difference. But yes, it's a very long tunnel down, so it took a while. We do eventually make it down. Hello, how are you? I'm just down here at the bottom. Hello, miner. What is your name? Enya. What level are you? 16. Slowly but surely getting there. So yeah, they haven't really been doing a lot of work. There's only 12 mine shafts down here, and only 4 of them are active, and as you can tell, they all have quite the length on them, so there isn't really many resources left for them to mine. But do not fear, there's actually something we can do about that. So what we're going to do is wait until morning for a nomad to turn up and actually use this druid token that we bought, I think it was last episode, and then I just kind of completely forgot that I bought it and did nothing with. So yes, I got to wait until morning, and hopefully a nomad will turn up with an already fairly high druid level if we can get lucky. Also, real quick, I just want to mention a problem that we have with this house that we're going to need to get to at some point or another. So this is a 6-person house, and as you can tell, it's a little bit cramped in here, and I'm hoping we're going to get an icon flash up. Okay guys, flash up above one of their heads. It might not happen, so I'll put it on the screen if it doesn't. Oh, there it is over there. See those 3 like people looking things? That is actually what's called overcrowding. So I'm not going to try and explain how it works too in depth, but basically, depending on how many or what home it is, like we got a 6-person home, pretty much we need more room than this, otherwise they're going to feel overcrowded and actually lose happiness just from being inside here. So at some point or another we're probably going to need to make a bigger 6-person home and instead turn this one into a 2, possibly 4. Very strange. The merchant has showed up today, but no nomads as of yet. They usually follow closely behind him. I'm sure they'll turn up eventually, but in the meantime, I actually want to fix a little bit of an issue we're having with the tavern. Specifically this table and its pathfinding problems. So when the villagers come into the tavern at night time and they sit on this side of the table, when it's time to leave, they don't walk around the table, nor do they walk on top of it despite being able to. They instead try and walk directly through the table and kind of just get stuck like that for eternity until I come and save them. Or very rarely they'll figure it out for themselves. But yeah, it turns out the carpet on top of the string seems to be causing some issues, so we're going to have to come up with a different table design that doesn't include that. Aha! I think it works. So Remor here just came into the tavern for a nighttime bit of drinking and cheering and whatever else they get up to in here, and she walked right round the table with no issues whatsoever, so I'm assuming it was just the floating carpet that was causing the problem. So I have been doing a little bit of reading up on nomads, and at this current rate of our progression with our village, we are actually quite unlikely to get some nomad spawns. So the way they work is that if you have 2 or less villagers, they will spawn 100% of the time, every single day. If you have more than that, it then gets a little bit more difficult. So the way it works is that the likelihood that they will spawn, math is going to come into play here, so mathematics, it is 1 divided by the square root of the amount of villagers we have. So the amount of villagers we have is 8, the square root of that is 2.8 something or other, and then 1 divided by 2.8 is 0.35 something or other. So basically we have a 35% chance of getting nomads to spawn, And that doesn't always even mean a pack of nomads, that could literally just mean one nomad. So basically we got a bit of waiting to do, so yeah, I think it's time for bed. Okay, so we're just going to go on ahead and build the smithy whilst I do some waiting on nomads to turn up, and I just thought this actually gives children a use because we now need them to actually have villagers. We can't just rely on the luck of nomads spawning all the time, so building a school is something that I'm probably going to want to do sometime soon. Maybe not next episode, but I'd say the episode after, potentially we could do something with that. But I've actually been doing some thinking in regards to the block palette of the overall village. So in the first episode, I had this great idea to make it look like the town of Chamonix. Go back and watch the first episode if you want to see some pictures that I put up screen, or you can just Google it for yourself. But basically, I wanted to make all of the houses look different and have this really wide range block palette use all of the wood types, all of the oak types, a load of terracotta, and just a whole bunch of blocks. And I think I've decided against that now. We're not going to completely shorten the block palette down to just spruce and dark oak, but we're going to kind of shorten it in a bit. Rein in the block palette, shall we say, and not have quite as many blocks as I first planned out, because I really don't think it's going to look good. So I'm thinking we're just going to stick to the usual, like spruce, oak, dark oak, cobblestone, stone bricks. The white terracotta I actually really like. We're going to keep using that, I think. And maybe some other terracotta blocks. But yeah, I think my original idea of using this supremely wide range block palette is, yeah, I was a bit in over my head with that one. I apologize if that time-lapse gave you a little bit of motion sickness and maybe made you a bit dizzy or something like that. I wanted to see if I could do it all in one continuous shot, which I could, but I don't really think it looked the greatest either, so I most likely won't do that again. But yeah, we were spinning around quite fast there, so my apologies if it disorientated you a little bit or something. So this building right here is actually a bit different to the rest of them. It's kind of a two-in-one deal. We've got the smithy downstairs, and then upstairs is a little two-person home. Inside, just some beds, shelving unit, and table and chairs, nice and cozy. And yeah, downstairs, as I said, is the smithy. Now, for a blacksmith to see this as a functional building and actually use it, he needs an anvil, a crafting bench, and some furnaces. All of which we have. By the way, I thought this was quite cool. These are just stairs upside down. It kind of looks like pillars holding the floor up from below. I thought that was a neat little trick. So, yeah, these are inside, but these two are outside. But technically, I don't think the blacksmith is going to notice a difference because there's not a wall. There's a really loud bus going by outside. I'm sorry if you heard that. There's not a wall between these, so, you know, he should see it all as technically inside the building, and there's a roof over the top, so I'm hoping he's still going to be able to use these. If not, though, we can just put them inside. It wouldn't really be the end of the world, and then we can just do something else out here. So in the time lapse, as well as all the nomads walking around, you may have also noticed this guy. So yeah, let's cut to some clips about Tavern. So we are actually in the past right now. I have yet to build the blacksmith. I recorded that voiceover before actually building it for the time-lapse, and I was about to pick a spot and get going when these guys showed up, so I better make the most of it and actually make one of them the druid. And I think we're going to pick this guy right here, Tavern Larondo. Let's get my druid token out. He's not special in anything. The other two, one's a teacher, one's a chef. I just kind of feel like making this guy the druid. So there you go, bud. He looks like he's in a full ghillie suit, ready to yeah, use his Barrett 50 cal on I'm trying to make a Modern Warfare 2 joke here, and I've forgotten just about every single map on there. So yeah, this guy's gonna go off and do his thing. The druid actually does two things, the first of them being growth, which will accelerate how fast the crops grow using his magical powers, similar to how bone meal works, let's say, and the second one being earth reform, which he will regenerate the very essence of the earth, replenishing the mine shafts with all its wonderful resources, allowing the miners to basically mine forever. So I have been going about hiring nomads the complete wrong way. I've kind of just been giving it to whoever I feel like it. when really I should be looking at, come back here, this stat at the bottom. This is intelligence, and the way that works is their skill here will level up at a decent speed until they reach their intelligence. Now I think you can actually increase this in the library. I'm not sure, that could be wrong. But say this guy, once he gets to level 23 ranger, or well, he's going to be our blacksmith. But say he got to level 23, he would then greatly slow down and would be a lot harder to level up. So yeah, I got to start paying attention to this stat, not just whoever's got the cooler name or something like that. For some reason, a few of these clips are actually freezing in the editor, so if it's doing it whilst you're watching it in the final video, don't worry, it's something on my end, your device isn't malfunctioning or something horrible like that. Another reason why I need to buy a new computer. So we're actually, as I said, going to give this guy the blacksmith role. The other nomad was like intelligence level number 8, so 23 actually seems like quite a high figure. So yeah, there you go. Go make some tools and armor for everybody, please. Amazing. He actually recognizes this. Axel, please, there's a hammer swinging. Mind out. He recognizes the smithy as a, usable structure, which is really cool. So he's grabbed a bunch of stuff from the storage room. Obviously going to make some gold and some iron tools and armor, I would imagine. He's really giving that a good old smack, aren't you? What did you make? A diamond sword! Okay, I have no guard to use that for, but thank you. I think that's actually what we're going to do next episode. Level 2 already. He is rapidly going up. I just want to quickly see what else he makes. Did you do something? Okay, I'm just going to watch this guy for a little bit, because this is probably not the most exciting thing. He made another sword. That's not what I want you to be doing, Puma. I don't know how to say his name. I guess that's just more reason for me to, next episode, hire some guards, because I'm still having some monster issues despite the whole lighting mod that I'm using. So yeah, maybe the swords aren't too bad of a thing. Is he going to recognize the furnaces? He is. He's putting some coal in. No, he's not. Okay, he did put some coal in, so that's good. He actually recognizes these furnaces. I was a little bit worried about that as well. He's got some iron ore in hand. Is he going to put it in? Oh, he has. And he's put in 8. Oh, he's a smart lad, he. Okay, where are you off to now? Here he comes. It's just a surprise at this rate what he's going to do. What are you going to make? I don't think there's... Oh, wait, no, of course there's a way to customize what he makes, isn't there? Okay, maybe I should have done this before I let him loose on all of the storage room resources. On the second thoughts, I'm actually just going to leave all of this, because all of these things in one way or another are helpful. If he starts just making loads of diamond swords non-stop, I can always untick this one until we need some more, but yeah, he's doing a great job as it is. I'm not really too sure what he's in the process of making. Oh, he's made an iron axe. I did not see that. That might have been there from a little while ago. I'm not sure. That is very helpful, actually. If you can make some more of them, that would be great. Yeah, he seems to be doing a good job. I'm going to stop watching him now and just let him do his thing. Plus, you guys are probably getting bored of it as well. He's not really doing much except from really showing that anvil who's boss. Did you make something? Hang on, one last check. He made another iron axe. That's actually quite helpful. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for this one. I hope you did enjoy it. As I said, next episode I think we're gonna work on getting some guards, and we're gonna do something about the overcrowding in the Home 6 over there, and some other things. I'm not sure at the moment what it's gonna be, but yes. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching this episode, guys. I hope you did enjoy it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.